This podcast was recorded on the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey!
Welcome back, guys, to another week. Lovely to have you with us. And
so good.
Boy, do we have an episode for you today. So
yes.
A couple of weeks back, if you're an avid listener, you'll know that we did a little supernatural episode where you guys wrote in some of your ghost stories, supernatural stories. And
I loved them.
Yeah, I loved hearing the stories, but whether or not any of them were real is another question. But today we thought we'd delve a little deeper into the supernatural, and we have a guest coming on who is actually a medium, who's won some awards in Australia for being one of the best mediums in Australia. So we've got you the best here. We're going to delve into spirits, talking to the dead, and all things what mediums do, or what they say they do.
I'm so excited because I've never spoken to a medium before, and I know plenty of people who have, and then things that they say come to fruition.
Yeah, okay. I think it's more of a probability game, but we'll see what happens during the episode.
No, because I know someone who the medium said your soulmate starts with a J. Now now they're married to someone with a J name and they have a baby.
Insane.
No, it is.
We don't even need to get her on anymore. I'm convinced. Let's just go to Christmas.
That's wild, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can't wait for this chat today. And then in our Ask Mum and Dad, we've got a lady who's found a bit of romance whilst not at home, and she's wondering whether or not it's going to continue when they leave each other. So we're going to be delving into that. But before we do, I got sent a crazy story this week, which I wanted to share with you guys. And it's not often that I get crazy dating stories from you guys. They're normally from my friends, actually. So this one was a bit of a tearjerker actually at the end. But here we go. Oh my God. I was with my ex for 6 years. I found out roughly 6 weeks ago that he was cheating on me with a girl for 2 years. He fully took her on romantic getaways whilst also spitting relationship redemption bullshit at me. I got an inkling to check his phone after a friend of ours was heavy on his defense, telling me that I'm asking for too much when literally I was asking for the rent to be paid on time and also for him to just clean up after himself. She was telling me how intelligent and good at holding conversations he was. What? So naturally, I checked his phone and found this girl that he'd been cheating on me with.
Is it her?
I kind of got that from this, but I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't actually clarify. He changed her name to a mutual guy's friend's name on Snapchat. There were photos of them on this getaway. Don't ask me why he didn't delete them. He's an idiot. So I know I wanted to record it all on my phone before confronting him so he couldn't gaslight me. Fast forward to me getting the recording on my phone, I decided to check his text messages as he'd been away at the Gold Coast for a wedding all weekend. Bro had not only been cheating on me for 2 out of the 6 years, but he's actually been hiring escorts with my rent money that I'd sent him to pay the real estate agent with, which makes so much sense now as to why it was never paid on time. So guys, not only was he cheating on me, he was paying to cheat on me and I was funding it. I'll update you guys in New Year's as I have an evil plan in place. There's so much more to this story, but that's just the gist of it.
That's like a movie.
It could be turned into a movie. That's crazy.
That's bad. That's not just, I found out my partner was cheating on me. There's layers to that.
I don't know what that would feel like learning. Like if let's say your partner went out on the weekend and cheated on you and then you found out on Monday or Tuesday next week. You kind of can get to it, you put it to bed. But imagine knowing that you'd been with that person for a further 2 years whilst they'd been committing an act that you were not okay with, like adultery essentially.
It makes you feel sick, really.
Yeah, I don't...
Absolutely vile.
I can understand how people would lose faith in, relationships and people after that sort of stuff
100%.
happens to them. But then I also just don't understand, if you're getting to that level where you're not only cheating, you're paying for escorts, why don't you just leave your partner?
I think at that point you've got a bit of a problem.
Yeah, you're obviously not... it's not
just being unfaithful. You probably got a bit of an addiction or something.
Yeah, they're not your person, obviously. So why not just hang up the boots and then go nuts? Sleep with whoever you want, whatever you're feeling. But it's done.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing in a relationship to begin with?
What do you reckon her devious plan is? Which we're going to find out about in the new year. But I had a few thoughts. I reckon she's going to try and claw all the money back somehow.
Oh, really?
That's really my thought, yeah.
But how? Because it's supposed to be rent money.
Well, I think maybe, I don't know how, but maybe she'll say oh, look, I need to borrow a little bit of money to pay for X or Y, and then she'll just get it off him and then brush it. Because I don't know if she's confronted him about it yet.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
I hope she exposes him to his family.
What would that achieve?
Embarrassment, shame,
I understand that, but I also think that a family will always take the side of like
No, sorry. If
their family member.
my mum and sister found out that I had done that, they would loathe me.
I don't know if they would.
No, they would. Of course,
They would be like upset that our family had been split and stuff.
They'd
but
be real. I think there'd be a serious divide. Like it would really cause a rift.
perhaps for a little while, but not forever. Like they would take you back in. Like you're still the daughter and sister.
Yeah, but it
and
would
you
never
still
be
have
the
their
same. Like,
grandchild and nephew.
It's someone's character you're talking about. Like, and you would like to think that someone in your family who has grown up with you or who you've raised is decent enough to not do those things. So I think it would really cause a huge rift in the relationship.
So you think this girl's going to tell his family and his family's going to brush him?
I think it would cause a lot of problems.
Okay.
If they're moral people.
Okay, so what you're then saying
She
is
might
that
not be if he's
if Fletch
product.
ever comes home and he's dating a girl and she says, "Look, Fletcher cheated on me, Jadé. I'm leaving him and I'm going to really miss your family." Are you going to brush Fletcher?
Fletch cheated on me and used our rent money to pay for escorts. I'm probably going to tell Fletcher that I don't want to talk to him for a while, yeah.
That's what I said. It's
gonna say-
temporary, but you'll always come back to him. So
Yeah, but I'll never look at him the same.
Oh, shapers.
Well, think about it. Sorry. That's
Okay.
not the son I'm raising.
What if he just cheated, no escorts?
So, sorry, son. You're not getting the good bit of ham at Christmas dinner.
What a punishment.
You get all the weird, scrappy, fatty bits forever. That's your punishment.
All right, guys, I would like to welcome Florence King to Mad About You this week. Now, being completely honest with you, Jad, firm believer. Myself,
Not so much.
bit more of a skeptic.
Lots
you
of
know?
We're going to convert him today.
I hope.
That's the plan.
Yeah, I'm a touch more of I would say a logical mind and just like I'm a bit of a skeptic. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to have you here today and hopefully you can convince me otherwise. But first, if you could just tell us what the bloody hell is medium?
Oh, thank you for having me here. And
pleasure.
I already picked up who was more open and who wasn't, so that was good. But you're and I love the honesty. But a psychic medium, everyone is psychic. Every single one of us is psychic. There is nobody that is born without intuition, and intuition is the basis of our work, our gut feeling, that feeling where you look at somebody and they're not telling you the truth, or you know you're going to get lost and you get lost, and all those sorts of things. But mediumship's different. Mediumship is linking into people that've passed over, and every medium is psychic, but not every psychic is a medium. And mediumship is a little bit different. As I said, it's linking in and trying to learn the language of people that haven't got a voice, trying to feel what they felt when they don't have pain. And just, I think, providing, it doesn't matter whether you have cultural beliefs, religious beliefs, skeptical beliefs, just proving that there's something beyond this life and that my loved ones follow me, your loved ones follow you. And just letting you know that we're not alone and that some way we go on. And that's the main purpose of a medium. And trying to, I'm always honest. I don't see them from head to toe, and I think most people don't. But I think it's the energy that we pick up on, and then trying to learn. The number one question is, well, have you got lotto numbers? If I had lotto numbers, I wouldn't be sitting here. So I don't think we're meant to have that. I think if a psychic won lotto, probably wouldn't work again, and that's not what.
So you're
the intention
saying
is.
once you get to a level of financial stability, you're sacking off being a medium?
I think most people would do that if they won lotto. It'd be a
Very
hard
true.
call, wouldn't it? But I think the end of the day is just to make people better than when you found them, to empower them and give them something to think about. Doesn't matter if they believe in me or not, but believe in your loved ones because they're the ones that count, So that's my job, just to let you know you're not alone and there is something beyond this life.
Well, I'm dying to know what you're getting for us.
Now, so let's see where we go. But I don't know if it's a dad figure or a dad, but all the way down, I've had somebody that's had either trouble, obviously breathing before the end of their life, or heart problems. This is definitely a male, but I felt like I either had assisted breathing, or I don't know that it's a tube down my throat, but it might have been oxygen. But to me, so many pains in the chest, and very, very, it's dad connected or a dad type figure. But I thought I was going over your way. That doesn't mean anything to you? No, your dad's here in the living?
Yeah.
But would his dad be in spirit?
Yeah, he
Yep,
is.
yep. And would he have been a very stand-up, like black and white word and handshake sort of a fella?
He was a bit tongue-in-cheek, bit cheeky,
Yeah,
bit silly.
yeah. Wouldn't believe in people like me?
I had never chatted to him about it, but I would probably assume not. Yeah.
I kind of feel I got the broomstick, and that's always my skeptical sign, that kind of thing. And all I know about you guys is I was told you're new parents. Now, I thought I heard a man, and this, I don't know if it's this cheeky fellow, but it was almost like they didn't get named after me. So I don't know whether that means it's a girl, so you couldn't name them after them, or you just didn't name this person the baby. Is your baby a girl or a boy?
Boy.
A boy, but there's no name after this grandfather, is there?
There actually is.
Oh, is it in the middle?
Yeah.
In the middle?
Yeah.
He sort of said, why isn't it first name? You know, that sort of thing. So all the way down I've been going, why haven't I been got front row and centre, all that sort of thing.
Bit of a jealous type.
Or why do I get like really a dad figure? Growing up, no disrespect to your dad, but growing up, did you have a lot to do with him or your firstborn grandchild or anything of that nature?
Yeah. My dad was always around, good bloke.
Yeah, but this grandfather, was he very close with you as well?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like a real man of, maybe not of the land. I don't know if, to me, it's like I like simple things. Do you know what I mean? So is he the one that had the assisted breathing or heart complications or anything of that nature?
Not really.
No. So would that make sense with anybody else? Because all the way down, I've been having that, I've got palpitations. I wouldn't say I fell down with a heart attack, but I do feel like I've had pains in the chest and some sort of assisted breathing. So that make any sense?
My grandfather might have had a heart attack.
Okay, would you know if beforehand?
I can't. Well, I can't. They think it might have been a heart thing.
Okay. Do you know if there was a lead up to it? Like, I don't feel this was a lightning bolt that hit me out of the blue. I felt
not that I'm aware of, and not that I'm aware of from my family's side. Actually,
If you keep it on back of your head, and if anything makes sense, but to me, this was like I'm labouring, breathing, and I didn't feel like I passed straight away. You know, that sort of thing. So not this heart attack and I fall down. And somebody else kept referencing to a foot that either didn't work properly or a foot that I don't think it's an amputee, but something wrong with foot, and I feel like I'm pins and needles. But I thought that was more a woman. So have you got mum's here? Your mum?
Yeah, mum's here.
Jade?
Both my grandparents are here, actually. My grandmothers.
Would one of the grandmothers have a little bit of like not dementia or something where my head's just not completely clear? They're both in pretty good nick. Okay, and that doesn't mean anything over your side, does it? I thought it was back over your side. Tell me again, your little boy, I felt like the lady, would anybody ring a bell with a foot problem or something where the foot just didn't work right? I can't feel it, but I don't feel it's been amputated.
I've got a bad knee. I've had a few knee operations, but I'm still here.
No, you're still here, and I'll come back to that, but this is somebody that
Definitely
was known for...
a female?
I thought it was a female or a very soft figure, so, but either way. But to me, it reminded me of a foot that just wouldn't cooperate. Like, and obviously I couldn't run or do anything on this foot. So if it makes sense, and I've got the gender wrong, but the foot issue I had to acknowledge. Yeah. But I've also got to say, nothing jumps out?
No, not really. No, they're both like walking and fine. Okay, so no foot things that come to mind.
Okay. Every old person needs a foot rub, though.
Oh yeah, that's true. But this is to me is like a dead foot. You know, that sort of thing. Like I want to say club foot, but I don't know if that makes sense. But it just feels like this foot doesn't cooperate. If I'm going this way, the foot's going that way. But you've got both grandmothers, so that they're an encyclopedia. So see if anything makes any sense there. Okay. But I've also got to say, and I want to come back to your mum's side of the family. Is grandma on your mum's side in spirit as well?
Yes.
Yep. And she was she a woman that was very not subservient, that's the wrong word, but it's almost like I didn't have to go in and throw my weight around. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I kind of feel that I didn't miss anything, but I was somebody that was gave deference to a husband but wasn't in fear of the husband, if that makes sense.
Oh,
like,
yeah, not at all.
That era where, women sort of, luckily nowadays we can function without, that sort of thing, the man. But I kind of feel like I want to say, and I know you're a grown man, but I feel like I want to say, like, I'm looking back at, a cuteness when you were young, and like you just, I don't know, you've got that air about you. As soon as I walked in, you get a vibe straight away. They're either good people or they're not. And I got the good vibe straight away. And
that's good to know.
You both gave me a compliment, so that's just the ants pants in my book. But the thing is, this lady, I'm blowing your bad boy image, but this lady's saying, you're always good and you're always, thoughtful and you're always like above your years, if that makes sense. So to me, it's almost like, some people are age appropriate, some people aren't at their level they should be, some people are a bit beyond. And I don't mean academically fine, but more or less like I could talk at 12, I could talk to grown-ups and not be shushed from the room and all that sort of thing. And she remembers that. I know it's a common name, but would a Margaret or a Mary or an M-A-R female name make any sense in spirit?
No, not for my grandma.
No. And anyone around the family?
Not in spirit. No.
No. So if there's one that you do understand, but I've got it the wrong way around, she's acknowledging the MAR name, and I don't know why. And when you said about your knee, was you very sporty? Did that happen like something from like an injury like a way back?
I'd like to think I'm very sporty, but whether or not I am. But yeah, it did happen. I was playing basketball and absolutely took a tumble.
And it's almost like it's way back, and then sometimes it just flares up, that kind of thing. So I don't know if there's been 3 incidents around that, that kind of thing. But again, I kind of heard that nothing, you'll still keep it in your stride. And another thing I got before I met you too was that I heard that you guys, and I don't say this lightly, but you guys really do go above and beyond to help people. Now, we all like to think that we help people, but not everyone would give the shirt off their back, that kind of thing. But I kind of feel that I've got to acknowledge that. And I felt like I've got a younger male in spirit as well. To me, this would be 30s, 40s, and it felt like there was an abruptness to their passing. So it didn't feel like it was a natural passing. So I don't know if it's a friend or an uncle, but I'm getting a younger vibe. So to me, it's almost like it's not a natural passing. This isn't a cancer or anything like that. It's like a bang, I'm here, and bang, I'm gone. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I had an uncle pass away this year. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I would assume if it's this year, he wouldn't be as young as I was thinking. But to me, I've got just a younger vibe. I wouldn't have said even 60s, but obviously he's probably around that age. But I don't know if he had a younger vibe or that kind of thing. But a man that was just like what you saw was what you got. Does that sort of make any sense?
Yeah, I would say he was childish in spirit, you could say.
Beautiful. So to me, because when I went 30s, 40s, I went, I'm really out there. And he went, doesn't matter, number, just a number.
Said 15, it would have made sense.
But either way, but again, to me, somebody that just, just like life is just too short to waste, that sort of thing. So keep that on board for me as well. The grandmother, and she was separate from the grandfather. That was mum's mum, and the grandfather was over there as well. And I've got to say, why am I still getting this cloud feeling? And I kept wanting to go back over there. But if I've got the wrong place, it doesn't make sense to you, does it? Somebody that had the brain wasn't with me, like towards the end of life. I don't mean mental illness. I mean like I've got a brain cloud. So it's either dementia or Alzheimer's or it's heavy duty coma, that sort of thing. Would that make any sense to you?
Oh, yeah, my uncle probably suffered from dementia.
Okay, got it. And to me, it's almost like when it came, it sort of came swiftly. And like, sometimes you get a lead up, and even our age, we forget things. But when you get the lead up, then it sort of went bang and swooped on him, that sort of thing. I think he was a man that, and that's the uncle that passed this year?
Yes.
Yep. I don't think he was a man that ever wanted to be hooked up to a machine or taken care of or that sort of thing. I don't think any of them are big believers in people like me, but I think they're pleased to see that, yes, there's something here. And there's a bigger dog, and I know this is going to be so uncomplimentary, but I got a bigger dog that's like it reminds me of, a clumsy dog. When those dogs, like a German Shepherd, you wouldn't class as a clumsy breed. They're a staunch breed, a Rottweiler. But to me, this reminds me of, I don't know if it's like a Afghan, I don't know, I haven't got the breed right, but to me it's like I'm falling over my own feet sort of thing, but it's a bigger dog. Would that make any sense to you of a dog in spirit?
I've had no dogs personally.
You haven't had any dogs?
Family, no.
If I'm still talking to that uncle, would that make any sense to him?
I don't think he's had any dogs either,
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep it at the back of your head. It's not a premonition, obviously. It's somebody already in spirit. But it felt to me like it's a big, clumsy dog. It reminds me of like, those dogs that just fall over their... It reminds me of Scooby-Doo, that sort of thing. But either way, but I thought it was the uncle telling me about it, so either way. And if I can come back to your little one, is the little one under a year old?
Yeah.
Yep. And I know this is going to sound... I don't mean it offensively, but he's too pretty to be a boy?
He's bloody gorgeous.
Has he got beautiful long
You just
eyelashes?
looked at his mum and knew what to say there.
Well, you both got good genes here, so the child's in good hands. But to me, I got really beautiful eyelashes.
Yeah, he does.
And I got this knowing of when I don't know if he looks into a certain part of the room or, and he just fixates. Because babies don't usually fixate. They're usually, what's the 7 around him? How old is he?
He's 6 months.
Oh, beautiful. So I'm a little bit out there. So to
Bubba.
me, it's almost like, would he be, I know it's silly, we all know that our babies are the best and the beautiful and the most talented. We all know that. But is he a little bit above his milestones?
I don't know. Is he? No.
I mean, like
He's
we'd
alert,
he's like to
but
think
he's not
he is,
like,
you know? Like, you
he's
think
not
that-
doing
Yeah.
anything special in terms of like baby milestones.
Okay, got it.
really.
Okay. I had 7, so I was a little bit out there. But
Yeah.
to me, it's like he fixates on a corner and either, I know they say they don't giggle and laugh. That's nonsense. Of course they do.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, and I think that's the first gentleman that came through, the gentleman, the grandfather. But again, all the way down, it was like, talk about the name. And the name, and when you said his name was there, I said, your name is there. He says, but it's not first. So, but again, it's all good. Why am I seeing the King King of England, Charles. Is there a Charles connection or a William connection? I'm seeing the two kings of England.
To
Spirit, a Charles and a William, or possibly a Bill.
My best mate's William, but he's still.
But he's here.
Yeah.
Would he have a dad in spirit?
No, he doesn't.
No. So, and you wouldn't know. Would you know much about his family life?
Yeah, his close family, not extended.
So would the feeling that I'm getting, the dad feeling, be sort of like a grandfather like with you? Like not just a grandfather you saw once in a blue moon, but somebody really like committed to him or committed into his life?
Oh, his dad, grandfather, not so much.
Oh, okay. But his dad's here, you said.
Yeah,
Dad's
yeah,
here. So I thought I was looking at an older man, but I had to acknowledge him. And a Charles doesn't make any sense anywhere, does it?
Charlie's a nephew.
Okay, and he's here too, but that's on your side of the family?
Yeah, no, on Locks.
Oh, I'm back on your side? Okay, so you've got the Charles and
You're
the
getting
William.
a lot of vibes from me. I reckon.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like,
taking over.
I'm sweet as. Don't worry about me.
But either way, but I've got to say, and even if you don't believe in me, you'll get a lot of signs, and the signs are easy. Like, I don't mean just the peripheral vision. We all get those sort of shadows. And as I said, Hollywood hasn't done us any favours with the demons and all that sort of thing. Black shadows
I wanted
aren't
to
always
ask
creepy.
about that.
Yeah, well, ask, and then
Look,
they'll
a
go,
demon's real. Like, do I need to be worried? Because I'm constantly fearful something's going to yank me down the stairs at night.
No.
Oh, thank God. I
not
really
at
like
all.
that
Wait,
clarification.
so all it took was asking Florence. And
What?
Florence
She's a
saying that.
professional.
But you know what? And you know, if you look at it, like attracts like. Now, if you were planning a murder, then I reckon you'd probably get, not demons, but you'd probably get 10 murderers in spirit wanting to come to your house and be over your shoulder and, okay, this is right up my alley. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's really
so,
interesting.
like attracts like. If you were doing a big drug plantation, you'd probably have, one of the drug dealers or, something like that nature. Demons I haven't seen existence of. I don't believe there's hell. I do believe there's a karmic justice. I've brought through many underbelly characters. I've brought through many murderers. I've brought through, and most of them are at peace, but I've had a couple that weren't. So maybe when they get over there, they've still got their free will and they haven't learnt their lessons. I'm not privy to that. But I can tell you, there's no reason for I haven't seen evidence of demons, and I've brought over 100,000 spirits through now, so you would think somebody would show me one. But I do believe there's nasty spirits, and it's exactly like we're here. You know how you have good and bad
Like
here?
just bad
Sure,
people.
yeah.
Exactly right. When you go over there, your essence stays the same. If you're a mongrel here, and excuse the French, doesn't mean you become a saint when you go to heaven.
Sure.
You're still yourself.
Yeah.
But whether they learn their lessons, and then that makes them sit in an even keel, great. I had one mass murderer come through and said he wished he would have taken more. And I'm like, where did that come from? So obviously he wasn't content.
Wait, you sat with him and did a reading, or he came
His family.
to you
He
as a
came through as a spirit and he had murdered
jeepers.
people, and his family just said, can we move him on? I said, absolutely. So out of all the thousands of spirits...
What does that mean? Excuse my ignorance.
To me, just like we don't
can
want
we
you in the
move him?
reading. See you later. See you later. We're not going to, we're not going to give you a minute of our time. That
Gotcha,
kind of
gotcha,
thing.
gotcha.
So out of all, and I log how many readings I do, but I wish I would have logged how many spirits I brought through. But just say I bring through 5 spirits for one person or 10 for another. If you average that, I've probably brought through about 120 or 30,000 spirits. Probably only had 2 negative ones, not demonic, but negative.
Okay,
And,
good. That
yeah.
gives me peace of mind.
Yeah. And you've got to remember too that you've got your loved ones around you protecting you. So they're not going to let anybody come in that, is going to do you harm. And I think the other thing too, how can they harm you? They don't have a body. If they could put curses on us or make us fall down and die, then we'd be dying everywhere, wouldn't we? Do you know what I mean? So they haven't got that power, and I think our mind gives them that power. It's kind of like you're manifesting, if you look at, you guys are probably too young, but Natalie Wood, the actress, she always was dreaming of dark water and fear of the ocean and all that sort of thing. She passed in the ocean in dark water. So you wonder, did she have a premonition or did she manifest it to herself? That kind of thing. So I think the way your mindset, if you think there's evil behind the door, then you'll start to get this, oh, I can't open that door. But if you know that, no, there's not. And there's no reason there would be. They're not going to come and harass you when they can go and harass 25,000 other murderers, that kind of thing. So makes sense?
Yeah. So when it comes to back to the training.
Wait, sorry, I need to interrupt.
Yeah.
Clarification.
We've got someone in the room here who you might be reading instead of us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Who is it?
Oh, you just said that about the grandfather that passed away.
Yeah.
And he had like breathing problems.
Yeah.
My adopted grandfather passed away when I was really little.
Okay.
But-
But you know the story?
Yeah.
Assisted.
God.
I'm
Oh,
so
Britt.
sorry, guys. Sorry, it's all about you.
No,
okay.
that's
We-
fine.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Go for
upset
it.
you. But to me, there was assisted breathing. I knew I didn't fall down with a heart thing. And with the foot that didn't work, make any sense to you?
No, but the uncle that died at 40, that also happened as well.
The foot?
No, not the foot, just the uncle that died at 40.
The same thing.
That was abrupt as well.
Oh, okay,
So when you said that, I was like, oh, that's so strange.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he was the first one, the assisted breathing, and I thought it's either dad or dad. Is he dad's dad?
He's my mum's adopted dad.
Oh, mum's adopted dad.
Yeah.
Oh, would he have been, you said you were young, so would you have remembered him being like a dad figure to you?
Yeah, very close.
Beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
so don't worry about that one. Okay, that one's not yours.
We got that one sorted.
But the foot,
He was just standing in the wrong area of the room.
Oh, that's okay. And you know what? They don't care. I've done shows. We were filming with TV one day, and we had the cameraman behind the thing, and they don't care, the spirit world, whether someone's paid their ticket in. And ended up reading the gentleman that was doing the film. He stopped recording, so the producers are all going, "Stop! What are you doing?" And I'm like, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, Father wants to speak to him. I
Can't help it.
So that's beautiful. But to me, I didn't feel like I had a tube down the throat, but I felt like I don't know if you can hear. I'm labouring to breathe.
Yeah,
and I
he
felt
died
like I had,
of lung cancer.
Got it.
Yeah,
and I think there's something in the esophagus too, so I don't know if there was a little bit of emphysema there as well. But to me, it's like there's assisted breathing, that kind of thing.
And it was a very long...
Yeah, and that's what I said. I said I knew it wasn't quick and there was a lead up to it, so beautiful. So he wants to say g'day, but I got to find my foot, I tell you. But anyway, if anybody figures that out, give me a text. But to me, it's like, it's just a foot that's dead to me. Like I need assistance walking or that sort of thing. And he's very proud of your goals and your accomplishments and all that sort of thing. He's taking credit for your talent.
Oh, that's lovely to hear.
So beautiful. And your uncle, not so much a grandfather, your uncle's a little bit more outspoken. He's like, whose show is this? So it's like that. He's a character. So
I've got one more question and then we've got to wrap up, unfortunately. But do you ever have a premonition about something that's going to happen?
Always. And I actually said to a person one day that I saw unrest on a honeymoon. He was going on honeymoon. I said, see a bit of unrest. And he said, I'm changing the honeymoon. I went, oh, no. So he did. And the unrest happened. I was about a week out. But he might have been safe. He might not. But who wants to go on a honeymoon and have civil unrest, you know? So that's the thing. And I also got the tsunami. I get a lot of things now. And at the time, you don't always recognise it. But when I got it's easy to say when something's happened past tense, I saw that, and everyone goes, yeah, sure you did,
Sure.
But if you start saying these things before they happen, then that's a little bit more credible. And I remember I was washing up in my mind's eye, my and I don't see things, I'm not creepy or spooky, but all of a sudden my sink filled up with blood. And I thought, blood in the water. And it was Christmas Eve and the tsunami, the big Boxing Day tsunami, it was about 36 hours later. And I said to the kids, blood in the water, something huge is coming and it's big, it's going to be terrible. And they said, is it to do with us? I said, no, I don't feel the emotional impact that it's us, but we will cry. And then that happened. And sometimes you'll get a little bit more, like I've said to my son, don't hop in the car tonight with his friends, and that car got carjacked.
Look, Florence, can I give you my number and you can do the same for me?
I would do that for you.
I'd love a cheeky warning,
I'd do that for you. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Florence.
It's been
Unfortunately,
lovely.
we've got to wrap things up. I'd love to keep chatting, so we might need to get you back in.
Blink of an eye. I would love that. But it's been lovely talking to you. And and as I said, and even if you don't believe in me, believe in your loved ones, and they'll give you signs. You'll get ring in the ears. You'll get, when you feel like you've gone through a spider's web and there's a spider crawling through your head, that kind of thing.
I hate that.
But think about what you were thinking about. I know I never survived in the country. But think about what you were thinking about just before that.
Yeah.
If you think about your uncle, simple enough. That's their way of saying g'day. So,
And Florence, if
Thanks so
people
much.
did want to grab a little bit more
Yes.
from you or get in touch or have a reading or, learn anything about you, where can they find you?
FlorenceMedium.com. So that's my web and everything's there. And thank you.
Thank you.
for
And we'll
that.
put that in the
Lovely
footnotes of the
talking to you.
episode for you guys
Oh,
as well.
love it.
We
Thank you
appreciate
so
having you,
much.
Florence.
Thanks for
Thanks so
having me.
much.
Lovely to meet you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, guys, our Ask Mum and Dad segment for this week is a bit of a long one, so bear with me. It says, I met a guy in Sydney. Both of us are from different cities. He stayed with me for the week because I offered and we both are spontaneous travellers. I was then going to Melbourne for the following week for 5 days to also house sit and offered for him to come. He did. We had a chat in Melbourne about how neither of us wanted a relationship because I was moving to Europe and he was staying in Australia until Feb 2025. He'd also gotten out of a relationship 5 months earlier and said he needed to love himself again. Classic. We did, however, agree to only sleep with each other and not talk to anyone else because I quote him, he wanted to give it a go.
It's giving relationship.
In Melbourne, he said that we should go on a trip to Thailand together. I was like, yeah, why not? Fast forward, I arrive in Thailand and see that he Snapchatted 6 girls one night. So I confronted him. He said he couldn't have those feelings for me and that he thought it was clear we didn't want anything serious. We spent 3 weeks in Thailand together. It was amazing, except he was always on his phone. When I left, he gave me this key ring that I said I liked, and then he sent me 8 messages when I left, made a 2-minute video montage of our time together, and
What?
cried. I didn't
What?
message him for 12 hours because I said I needed time to process everything.
I need to process that.
Yes, same. It's been a week since I've been gone, and he sends me snap videos every day telling me about his day and that he misses having me there, that he went to this beach and that a place that I'd love, etc. He said he wants to come and visit me after Christmas and New Year's before he moves, and he asks me all the time how I'm going. I don't respond to his snaps ever, and he still sends them anyway. The other day, I called him and I said I needed space and time to think, and he said he would respect that and couldn't do anything about it, but said he wanted to stay in touch because he liked talking to me and our friendship. He said he didn't want to lose touch. So my question is, what should I do? What is he thinking? I like him, but I don't want to be the girl that just stays exactly where he wants me to be, if that makes sense to you guys.
Well, I think the first thing you need to do is send me the montage. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would be an interesting one.
I
That's
wonder
a lot
if it's one of
effort.
those things that Apple sends to you and goes, your day, 3 weeks ago.
And he just saved it
with
down
a
and
song,
sent it.
and he's gone, that's perfect. I'm going to add a video of me crying at the end.
What I think is mainly weird about that, so it sounds like, firstly, let's just get down to it. It sounds like you had a little bit of a fling. It sounds like this guy does not want any commitment or anything serious. Sounds like he might have a few girls on the go, if I'm being completely honest. And it sounds like
to be exact.
he likes, you know, the attention and the feeling of being wanted. If that's what I'm gathering.
Don't we all, though?
But yeah, for sure.
Come on,
but
that's not an excuse.
Not if you make some, you know, half-assed commitment to someone and say you're only going to sleep with them and chat to them. And,
Sounds
you
like
know.
he's incredibly insecure and doesn't know what he wants, needs to grow up. Just got,
Well, let's hope he's listening so he gets that advice from you.
grow up.
But what I would say is mainly with this Snapchatting stuff, I've seen, like you said that he sends you stuff all the time, like everyday updates of his day, how he's doing, and you never respond. And I find that kind of weird because if I did that a couple of times to someone and they didn't respond, I'd be like, okay, this person's not interested. This is also like a bit embarrassing and it's like, you know, a bit of a kick in the teeth. But I've seen, like on public transport and stuff, kids, right, how they use Snapchat. They literally take a photo. They click like next. They go into their like roll of contacts and they just click every single person and then just send it. So like maybe that's what this guy's doing. It's not actually a personal day update that you're getting. It's kind of just like he makes
so
them and then
real.
just clicks on 50.
She's the seventh.
Yeah, he just clicks on 50 chicks and just sends it to them. So
That might be true, actually.
so I think mostly you've made a good, you know, a good guess of things by saying you need a little bit of space and time to think. But I wouldn't be hedging my life or my feelings on this guy who's like a nomad traveler and Snapchatting lots of birds.
It's unfortunate when you really connect with someone, though, and they're just obviously not in the right place to kind of commit to you. Like, that's really hard to walk away from because you feel like you're missing out on something that could be really amazing. But
I don't think it would be really amazing. I think he's using her.
yeah, right.
Like
now.
you said, I'd like to see you when I get back in Sydney. I think he's just looking for another free place to stay for a week.
Oh, no. Could be.
Like I think maybe he's just found
Could
this
be
nice
he's using
girl.
his charm to travel for free.
Yeah. Jinx, buy me a Coke.
Get rid of him. That's right, because he went to Melbourne with you and then he went to Thailand with you. Oh, no. Did you pay for Thailand? Need
Yeah, I think he
clarification.
did pay for Thailand. But, you know, he gone, I would love to see you again because he just wants to come and stay with her for a week when he gets back to town. So
and sleep with
I feel like you've done the right thing. I would keep it as the casual fling that it was, a little holiday romance.
Yeah.
Enjoy it for what it was, and then maybe try find yourself a love that lives a little bit closer to you and maybe doesn't have Snapchat.
Yeah, I think if they're snapping people, come on, how old are we?
Also, yeah, I agree.
That's
If you're
14-year-olds
over-
are snapping.
If you're over 16 using Snapchat,
What's going on? That's
something's wrong in your
red
life.
flag. Like, is it on
Yeah.
the main page of his phone? That's concerning.
Yeah, big time.
Like, you know, what is it on page 3?
I think you keep not replying to his Snapchats. Don't meet up with him. Don't invite him to Sydney in the new year. Let him live out his time in Australia till
Brush
February
him.
and then head back to wherever he's from.
Absolutely.
All the best, though.
Good luck.
Guys, that's all we have from you here. Mad About You. Another week done and dusted. It is almost Christmas, so I hope you guys are getting ready. I hope work's finishing
Was the
soon.
night before Christmas.
It's actually 6 days before Christmas.
And what have you done?
Okay, I'm very sorry about that, guys. But I hope you all have a lovely last couple of days at work and a beautiful Christmas with your families. That's all from Jad and I. And if you did ever have any stories or questions you wanted to share with us or get some advice on, feel free to write into us at madaboutyou@novapodcast.com.au. And we would appreciate if you guys got us a Christmas present, which is a little cheeky review.
Thank you so much. Please review. Enjoy your holidays, guys. Have the best time. I'll tell you what, I'm excited to do a whole lot of nothing.
It doesn't really happen anymore, sweetie. We got a kid.
Yeah, we're also going to keep making podcast episodes for you guys, so stick around.
Yeah, you guys might be taking time off work, but we'll still be in studio every week. You can find us Thursday mornings. Come and listen, whether you're on your drives to visit some in-laws or on a holiday. We'll still be here recording to have a little bit of smack talk for you. So
Can't wait to talk to you.
enjoy. Merry Christmas.
See ya. Should have opened with the Christmas carol. You're a mean one.
We'll be fine without it.
What about the you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch?